Hello, General Thompson fans. This is General Thompson back with another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be doing a sort of like a Steelers talk based off the title, and also a little bit mix of like scenarios or ideal. I'll be talking some Steelers stuff in terms of like preseason stuff. I kind of got the idea based off of the the homie who's making his grand return tomorrow. Just plays 412. Give a round of applause to him. Everyone, go check him out. Just type in JB 412 or Just Blaze 412. Not without no T's, just JUS and then Blaze 412. Or check out Twitter at RealJB 412. Hey, whatever. He's making his grand return. So yeah, go check it out. That's why I'm repping the merch right now. Let's show you. Want something like this? SteelyInjuries.com, alright? The Steel Twins, shout out to them. Alright, they're the homies too. Or gross gang stuff. Like, you can get one of these hats. Very nice. Very comfortable. Yeah, it's good. Go support them. It's good stuff. Good merch. Anyway, back to the Steelers talk. Well, I'm hearing the starting O-line, or the group that we want to be the starting O-line, that group, essentially, the 5 starters, apparently they're blowing holes through the O-line, during the D-line. Now, I don't know if it could be the 3rd string D-line that they're blowing holes against, or they could be blowing up and destroying the starters. And if it's the starters, either one, this O-line is top 10, possibly top 5, or 2, the D-line is just terrible and they took a step off. Hoping it's 1. I don't want it to be 2. I'd like it to, not be 2. I think a lot of us would like this to be the first option, because then that means Najee's getting great carries. So there's that. It's always good. You're not really going to get to see much about how true tested this starting O-line is until week 1, because while yes, they're playing next week. Not next week. They're probably starting this week in terms of, I think they're having the starters actually play like 1 or 2 drives. The lines also could not be playing their starters, so you can be having the lines play their second strings or whatnot versus our starters. You don't know, so there's it's not like the preseason's good. To evaluate who's good, who's not, but I don't think the starting lineup will be what the starters are, if you feel what I mean. So that's, I'm happy for. If we got good starters, man, we'll be fine. I think Dwayne Haskins will be playing. Will be taking up the role after Ben. I don't know how much he plays, and then where they put. If they're gonna have. Honestly, I think just let Ben play his 2 drives, and then let Mason play the rest. Haskins play the rest of the game, and then be fine. And then let the last preseason game be essentially battle for that 3rd QB spot between Haskins between Dobbs and Rudolph, and see who's the best out of the worst, essentially, so that way you can figure out who's playing practice squad, whatever. You get that, and that's kind of like your CR. You got a few more position battles and maybe some depth. You put that through. I don't think Haskins should start next game as much as people want him to. I think he's proven enough to get that number 2 spot. I don't think he needs to prove anything more. He's not gonna become the starter. Ben's gonna be the starter. But I will talk about that later in terms of the whole scenario thing I'm talking about. That I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, that we have to, I guess as Steelers fans we have to prepare for. Other than Claypool obviously getting the Claypool injury, you'll probably end up missing tomorrow's game as well as the Panthers game. If he does miss a regular season game, he'll probably miss maybe week 1. It's not serious to where he's injured for the rest of the year. He'll probably miss these 2 preseason games. They'll start preseason. It's not like it's going to matter. He's not coming out, and it's not like these are worth regular season. They're preseason. So, and if he does miss one, I'm not worried. Claypool, Washington, and JuJu can easily carry it, as well as we can get. I'd like us to develop a nice strong run game. I'd like us to develop a good, strong run game. Maybe get Najee out there, get him, 100, 150 yards, start off. Get JuJu Johnson out there. Just let the offense try to build up, click. They usually start slow in the beginning of the team, so allowing them to, I guess, flow a little bit better would be nice. Get some chemistries going. Especially if they're playing the Bills, who might also start slow. I don't, it's the Bills, so who knows? TJ Watt's obviously still not holding out. He's more. I heard, he wants guaranteed money, which is not something Steelers do. Personally, I would give him the guaranteed money. Strength. I'm not gonna be real with you. Give him a nice long contract. Sign that boy. Make him Steeler for life. Boom, done. I don't. Simple. I don't care. Give the man what we have and let him go. And then sign a right tackle. Even sign some depth at online. Personally, I would say Mitchell Schwartz, but it's my opinion. It does not matter. As for the whole scenario talk, because it's about it for the Steelers talk. Not much eventful has happened other than outside of the injury and then the O-line playing great. Just a few guys here or there. But that's about it. I mean, Benny Snell took some snaps, but he's practice squad or cut. He's not. I don't think he's doing. That's kind of it. Unfortunate for him. If we do, I think we keep either 4 or 5 running backs. My opinion, I think we're gonna keep 4, and this is including the fullback, Derek Watt. So that'd be 3. That's technically 3 or 4 plus Derek Watt. You understand? I think it's gonna be Najee McFarland. I think we go Najee McFarland and Ballage, and then whether we decide to keep Samuels or not is up to the team. But I think that those are the guys we end up keeping is definitely good. As for the scenarios, I think now coming into it, it's Ben's last year. We all know this. I think we have to prepare for Ben. And the way this team is looking, we may. I'm not saying we're not going to make the playoffs. There's a lot of uncertainties, but we should prepare for this for Big Ben to end his career, sort of like how Eli Manning did, where passing the torch. And I think Daniel Jones. While it's not going to be Daniel Jones, it's going to be Dwayne Haskins. I think we should prepare for that. Do I want that to happen? No. I want it to be like, Peyton Manning, him riding off in the sunset after, carrying it down to Lombardi and handing Pittsburgh its 7th Super Bowl. That's what everyone wants. But Big Ben's never carried the team to a Super Bowl. I mean, it's always been the defense that's carried the Steelers to their Super Bowls. It's never Terry Bradshaw. While he did have excellent play, it was always the steel curtain. And now that the Steelers have a great defense again, it's potentially time for that to come back. Ben's just going to make the right plays, the O-line's going to make good blocks, and allow Ben to sort of get back to his old roots of trying to not stay in the pocket, but, be able to hold, line a little bit, like, more longer than, 0.5 seconds so that Ben can throw the ball, downfield a little bit more. Work on that long, deep pass to Johnson, Claypool, Washington, JuJu, whoever, the tight ends, whether it be Freiermuth or Ebron, even Najee on wheel routes, or, if he's out wide, whatever, because Najee can work on that, and then getting, obviously, Derek Watt out there involved. We've always had a good offense in terms of utilizing our wide receivers and our weapons, but that also came down to us having a good O-line that was able to help protect our quarterback and give us along. But, I think it comes down to we have to prepare for Big Ben to, this is it. Let Haskins take over. I think a lot of us are ready for it, but I think we'd rather give Ben the best, chance and setting him off for that. In terms for the wide receiver position, I'm okay. I know this is JuJu's playing on a contract year. I don't want to seem like I'm probably going to get, people, calling me out on this, but I'm okay with JuJu if we decide later on to trade JuJu or JuJu decides to lead the team. I'm okay with it. It's nothing against JuJu. I just think he has to, I know he's, everyone's going to say, he's a kid, whatever. But, there's a point in time where you're technically the longest tenured wide receiver we have, that you have to step up and be a leader. And, if you're the leader, and you go out there, people are going to follow you. There's that whole thing of, leading by example. If JuJu's leadership by example is him doing, TikTok. I'm not saying TikTok is anything wrong. I have a TikTok, there's nothing wrong with TikTok. It's just that can't be your main focus or mindset. While, if you look at the great, wide receivers right now, Adams, Deontay Adams, D-Hop, and Julio, or they're not doing this TikTok. They're not being a child. There's a point in time where, in the beginning, yeah, you're still young, but you slowly have to get to that point in time where it's it. And I think the longer that's going to happen, so potentially seeing an end to JuJu's era in Pittsburgh, while it may be sad for some fans, it might be due. I'm hope not. I actually like JuJu. JuJu's like a great guy for the community, and he's doing well. And so I like him, but I think you need to have more. I think you need to do less of the Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot, and more of the training with football. In terms of wide receiver room, that's about it. Claypool's injured, so not much I can say about him. But sort of like the same thing with JuJu you're kind of young still. It's your second year, but you can see the effects that JuJu's having on the team, and quite frankly, it's just not good. I want somebody who can be a leader. Because right now, after Ben's over, who's the leader on the team? All of the old people are, look, think about it, all of our veteran O-line men are gone. We only have our offense is relatively young after Big Ben. The oldest guy we have was David DeCastro, and he left. We caught him. So we have. Zach Banner's there, but in terms of on this team, the team is relatively, in terms of being a few of the O-line, while they've been in the O-line, they're veterans. This is their first year on the team, or maybe this is the second year. While they understand, it's not like they're, been here 5-6 years, been present veterans on this team. Big Ben's the biggest veteran on that offense, but he's gone. Who's the leader? JuJu. Like I said, So looking at it like that, I want JuJu's got to really learn quick how to be a good leader, and going on TikTok and doing the dances, while it may be fun, it's eventually got to end. That being said, I think Najee Harris is going to be, his scenario is pretty much just come in, lighten the load for the offense to allow us to do play actions and all this other stuff, whether it's jet sweeps, anything, so we can play overall better. And then our defensive game plan's good as always. It's always let our front seven take care of blitzing and sacking the quarterback, so we can do that. And then play man zone when we need to, and try to stop. Get those punts back so that our offense can do something. But yeah, I think the biggest scenario is Big Ben, being prepared that Big Ben, this might be it. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do enjoy reading your comments. I do read them. Then again, there's only 2 comments, 1 comment in a video, but I do enjoy reading them, so while they're there, But yeah, that's about it. Not much else to say. This is my first Steelers talk. Remember to go follow Just Please 412 on Instagram. Not on Instagram. Well, he probably has an Instagram. I have to go look for it. I think I'm following him, but Twitter, and I'll put him in the description. And YouTube, as well as the Steel Twins, and then put Steel Yenzers. I'll put that also in all that. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell me what else you wanna see from the Steelers. Anything else? Yeah, this is John Thompson saluting off.